inescapable horror or a valley of the shadow of death. I don't know how you describe when you go to a funeral and you get to experience that feeling where there's no one to blame. You know, there is times in our life that's like this, funeral or no funeral. The inescapable, it forces you to look. It forces you to reflect legitimately. It forces you to see a truth that we often ignore. There's sometimes life forces you to see a nightmare and to stand in it, and there's no one to blame. Pilgrimage has places like that where God is going to bring you to places where you're forced to look. You know, when you go to places that hurt you really bad, it's life's greatest teacher. Pain is life's greatest teacher. Heartache, anything that you don't like is life's greatest teacher. Are you going to be educated or are you going to become deluded? Is the question. Oftentimes, we don't have a right coaching around to help us through, so we run to certain things in order to cause us to float and become addicted, become very used to, become very familiar with strange ways of trying to keep our senses afloat. We start thinking about all the things that cause our senses to kind of seem alive. You know, we can find all kinds of things. Well, it feels good to go get a massage. It feels good to go to the gym and work out. It feels good to do this, you know, hang out with the opposite sex or whatever. There's, you know, companionship, friendship, go to church. There's all kinds of different things people can do to feel good. And sometimes the way that they do things, even in churches, can be very, very wrong. Everybody who goes to church is not right. The Bible says few will find it. Become familiar with a spirit, become familiar with a device of some sort, a vice, a device or a vice. And it becomes normal to us. We become very familiar with something even though it's not right because we've been hurt and we didn't know how to hear the teacher, we didn't think to look at the teacher, and we didn't end up, for whatever reason, becoming educated by the teacher. Pain is life's greatest teacher.